So spring break is happening, and I was hearing from various friends, family, and the internet that there's festivities coming up. Something about a chocolate rabbit who lays eggs for children to remember to repent for their parents' mistakes. I mean Easter. What's it all about? Let's find out the history of picking up eggs from the mystery bunny. For many, Easter functions as the unofficial kickoff of spring. But for Christians around the world, the holiday is the most important celebration of the year. Originally known as the Spring Equinox, the word Easter parallels the German word Ostern, which is derived from Eostre, the Anglo-Saxon goddess of spring and fertility. In German stories, Eostre is believed to have been responsible for bringing about spring each year. There are many different tales connecting this fertility goddess to Easter. However, the most popular one is when the goddess found a bird dying in the snow. She saves the bird by transforming it into a hare. But in order to honor the bird's original form, she gives the hare the power to lay eggs, allowing the hare to give out the eggs to those who worship and feast in Eostre's honor. The egg itself is actually a celebration of joy and life, as every kid will tell you when decorating or dyeing them. Interesting note, historians had found decorated ostrich eggs, estimated to be up to 5,000 years old, in the tombs of ancient Sumerians and Egyptians. So it's pretty safe to say that the practice and fun of painting eggs has been around for centuries. Skipping along to the convergence from gods to God to him, meaning once the news got out of Jesus' betrayal, crucifixion, and legendary escape from the tomb, that changed the nature of the spring equinox to something more palatable here on Earth.
I think I know what you did last night.
30 years later, Emperor Constantine changed the date to when Easter should be celebrated in honor of Jesus' resurrection on the Sunday after the first full moon of the vernal equinox. The change stuck for the foreseeable future. What does an English Puritan, their American counterpart, and a Scottish Presbyterian have in common? They did not walk into a bar. As years progressed, celebration turned out to be a dangerous time, according to the more austere religious types. A Scottish Presbyterian minister, Alexander Hislop, wrote a whole book about it in 1853, entitled The Two Babylons. The papal worship proved to be the worship of Nimrod and his wife. Sounds like a hot read. As the title of Hislop's pamphlet makes clear, they were all influenced by anti-Catholicism, a suspicion of rituals, rites, and liturgy they decried as worryingly pagan. Hislop wrote,
that Christians should ever think of introducing the pagan abstinence of Lent was a sign of evil. It showed how low they had sunk, and it was also a cause of evil. It inevitably led to deeper degradation. The hot, crass buns of Good Friday and the dyed eggs of Pasch, or Easter Sunday, figured into the Chaldeans' rites just as they do now.
Fast forward 30 years to Rutherford B. Hayes and a place called the White House, where the tradition of an egg roll representing the rolling of the stone that encased Jesus' tomb was added to the presidential duties, like deciding to go to war. If you'd like to see a video on the executive branch's hand dipping too far into the cookie jar of power, say Article 2 in the comments. Today, we find all these traditions peppered through modern-day culture. I say peppered rather than salted because Christianity especially has been on the decline for some time, at least here in the United States. There seems to be a correlation with the decline of religion affiliation and the commodification of nearly every practice and social norm we have. Some quick facts for the 2024 Easter year are $222 billion in total Easter-related spending, $3.1 billion in projected Easter spending on candy, $49,000 for the price of the world's most expensive chocolate Easter bunny, and 60% is the share of parents who plan on sending Easter baskets to their children after they've moved out. It goes without saying, Easter is big business. From fertility goddesses to Easter parades, the history of Easter, no matter which source it comes from, will always stem back to one common root: a bunny, some eggs, and a time for people to come together to enjoy the renewal of spring. Thanks for tuning in to this episode from Mystery Equals History, your source for MEH entertainment. If you're enjoying the way we do things here at MEH, I urge you to help us keep the lights on by going to our membership page here on YouTube or Patreon and start at $3 a month level. I've got some fun ideas for merchandise coming soon and juicier content for you to explore. I work in the education profession, so doing both takes a lot of time and energy, and any support is greatly appreciated. Until the next one, take care of yourself and each other.